Matthew 28:7. He is risen, he goes before you, you will see him. He is risen. The world we live in is a difficult place for many of us. While the coronavirus scare threatens us from outside, our everyday world is not much safer. We face betrayals, loss of jobs, illness like cancer, etc. Our first reaction is to retreat into our upper rooms like the disciples after Jesus' death. With lockdown restrictions in place, each of us experience exactly what the disciples faced, being cooped up in our houses, feeling fearful and anxious. The risen Lord shatters these barriers. He enters the upper room and asks us to put our hands in His side. He challenges us to go out to the uncomfortable places where the migrant workers who are struggling to go back home, the poor, and the victims of injustice reside. He goes before us. It is not as if He leaves us alone. Actually, He is already at work ahead of us. He calls on us to join Him. When the atom bomb fell in Japan, Father Pedro Arupe wondered where the Lord was. He then recognized Him in those who were terribly wounded. He opened up a Jesuit church to the wounded and nursed them. We need to recognize Him today in those who have lost their lives due to the virus, those caregivers and officials who continue to work on the front lines. You will see Him. What happens to those who follow the Jesus who goes before them? We see Him, but not in ways we might desire. Pedro Arupe suffers a stroke when he was general of the Jesuits. The spontaneous words that burst out from him were, "More than ever, I find myself in the hands of God. This is what I have wanted all my life from my youth." The initiative is entirely with God, to know and feel myself so totally in God's hands. He sees the Lord and surrenders himself into His hands. We too need to surrender ourselves into His hands during these difficult times. This is the message of the resurrection. He is risen. He goes before us. You will see Him. At this present moment, things may seem bleak with the lockdown restrictions and daily news of the spread of the virus. God in Christ tells us, He is with us. He suffers with us. He dies with those who have died due to the virus. But He will conquer. We will rise again with His grace and power. Hold on. Do not give in to fear. In God's own time, we shall overcome. We shall overcome.
PPC SCC outreach to Thalassery. Our parish's PPC and SCC team went on an outreach to the mission station at Thalassery on 15th of February. The Thalassery mission has 150 years of history and is now home to many religious communities and diocesan priests. Most locals in this region of northern and northeastern Thane district belong to the Warli tribe and its subtribes and speak the Warli dialect. The church's thrust and focus has been education and tribal empowerment through social outreach programs. Besides education, providing healthcare has received top priority. The Jesuits have started schools in many hamlets and boarding hostels where their food and the other health needs are looked into. The demand for seats in these hostels far outstrips the capacity in hand, such is the reputation of the schools and hostels. The priests were very grateful to the contributions made through the years by our parish and Holy Family School. Thus, besides Balwadis, primary schools, high schools and junior colleges are run by the Jesuits. In the latest of institutions, an ICSE school coming up at Uplat is a feather in their cap. In this work of social upliftment, religious sisters from Fatima, Vedruna and Canossian congregations are assisting the Jesuits in imparting education and running hospitals such as health centers. The Eucharist in Marathi was celebrated by Father Malcolm in a very Spartan village church, which all of us found very meaningful. The team from Holy Family Church visited the various schools centers and villages and came away amazed at the simple faith and happy faces of the tribals. The visit to the school at Zari, which had the distinction of having a top ranker at the Maharashtra board exams, and at Uplat were particularly memorable. All the children looked so neat and happy. The boarders at the hostel greeted us with a lot of enthusiasm and even sang a couple of welcome songs for us in English. They even taught us a Varli song of praise. We were touched and amazed at how the church has made such a difference to the lives of these simple tribals by providing them with education, welfare, healthcare, and a hope for the future. As we made our way from Talasri, many of us resolved to find ways to stay engaged with the mission here. Jesus truly resides amongst the poor and the marginalized.
JFC Annual Day 2020. The JFC Annual Day, themed Darkness to Light, was celebrated with each class presenting one aspect of it from their point of view. The event began with an action song, which had all the children jumping and dancing for Jesus. Father Vincent then welcomed the JFC troop with a short address. This was followed by the pre-primary and first grade tiny tots, marching in and presenting their favorite way of praising the Lord through a cute action hymn. The children from grade 2 and 3 brought alive God's creation through a musical skit. Sin is something we all must strive to stay away from. The children of grade 4 took up the serious topic and through a musical conveyed the message in a simple yet funny way which sent ripples of laughter across the hall. Grade 5 and 6 put up a very relevant skit on mobile addiction. Their message not only appealed to the children but also to the adults. A skit on relations by the grade 7 and 8 drove home a very powerful message to all. There was a joyful vibe to the evening with lively action songs, which had the children participating wholeheartedly. The children and parents also munched on a variety of snacks arranged by the JFC. The children were showered with gifts through loads of Q&As on the Bible and spot prizes. We concluded with Thanksgiving and a promise to meet again next year.
From a shy, hesitant young nun from Bangalore, coming into the big crazy city of Mumbai, to being a pillar of one of the most buzzing parishes of the metropolis, Sister Laveta UFS has had quite a journey. As she leaves soon to take up a next assignment in the service of the Lord, we look back with gratitude at all that she has done for the parish. Sister Laveta wore many hats and juggled many responsibilities with aplomb, whether leading the steering committee, helping out the SECs, assisting the parish priest during important masses and events, managing the paperwork, being a mentor to the youth, participating with the various associations and groups. She did it all with a smile, efficiently and with complete commitment that has become such a trademark of her style. Indeed, she has earned the moniker of Parish Priestess of Holy Family. When you think she did it all while studying for a master's in psychology and also carrying out her duties to her order, one understands the enormity of her contribution. Holy Family gave her many opportunities to develop her pastoral skills, and Sister Laveta, to her credit, rose to the occasion each time. Sometimes the best man for a job is a woman, and Sister Laveta definitely proves this adage right. There is a special place permanently reserved for this soft-spoken, caring sister in the heart of Holy Family. We thank you for everything, dear Sister Laveta, and pray that the Lord may always bless you wherever you go. Holy Family will always be the home you can come back to anytime. Love ही था, love ही है, love ही रहेगा.
She has been a hands-on worker with the SCC. Her smile and cooperation have been instrumental in getting things done.
Sister Laveta always responded to all our requests regarding the SCC and SVP with a smile. Sister, wish you the best for the future. God bless.
Because Devalwadi was a small community, Sister Laveta always had a soft corner for us. She attended our SCC meetings and encouraged our youth to take part in SCC activities. We will miss you, dear Mangalore Ji. Bye.
Her name spells out her qualities: L for level-headed, A for approachable, V for vivacious, I for inspirational, T for tenacious, H for hardworking, and A for agile.
सिस्टर लविटाक कितें काम सांगल्यार आपल्या अस्मो पुत्रांनी करताली. आमी कोंकणी लोक तिणें दिल्ल्या सेवेक आभारी जावन आसा आनी मुखारी ती सांगात आशेता.
This year we celebrated love and the sacrament of marriage at a special Eucharist for all the married couples of the parish on Valentine's Day. Instead of the homily, there was sharing by different couples about their various experiences as a couple. The couples in attendance renewed their vows and had their rings blessed by the priests. In keeping with the wedding-like theme, after the Eucharist, there was a cozy celebration under the stars of the Holy Family lawns, which were lit up beautifully. Golden couples married for over 50 years were the special guests of honor. It started with a funky march, continued with a tongue-in-cheek roast and a reply about the rigors of married life, and culminated into fun games, dancing, and a lovely meal. The highlight of the evening was surely the Jesuits singing for the married couples. Over 80 couples participated and had fun celebrating their togetherness with each other. A truly memorable experience to cherish. Valentine's Day is now set to officially be a part of the liturgical calendar of Holy Family Church.
It was a beautiful experience which outshone all other forms of Valentine's Day celebrations. We are so glad we attended this. Thank you, the parish team, for organizing such a memorable event for us.
We loved it. It was a superb idea with great company, wonderful entertainment and games. Let's do it every year.
We must have such celebration every year.
A fresh Valentine experience, entertaining and meaningful,
and enriched with the renewal of marriage vows.
It was a fantastic event filled with memorable moments.
All in all, an evening joyously spent.
Finding solace in solitude. Less than a month ago, life was on at its usual pace. Office deadlines, traffic wars, studies, board exams, parties, summer vacation plans. What could possibly disturb this routine? Certainly not a microscopic invisible virus with an innocuous sounding name. Yet the unthinkable has happened. In one swift swoop, life has hit the pause button. No mad rush to catch the 8:15 local, no office, no exams, no socializing, no transport and no church. What? Churches are closed? That can't be true. Finally it hits you. The same tiny and hitherto distant virus which is bringing everyone down to their knees. The rich, the poor, the first world, the third world, the old, the young, the celebrities and commoners alike is now lurking dangerously near and taking its toll. Our world as we know it is fast crumbling. The lockdown has confined us to the four walls of our houses. It is difficult to tell one weekday from the other as one day quickly blends into the next. Wearied of being cooped up, one cautiously ventures out onto the street only to be shooed back by the police. Terms like social distancing, work from home, virtual masses, and spiritual communion are the new normal. As haunting pictures of rows of coffins of people who didn't make it flash on our television screens, juxtaposed with images of hungry laborers begging for food, and forecasts of global recession and job losses, we worry over the kind of future we are heading into. And yet, we see some good coming out of this crisis. Families are spending more time together. There's no rush hour to beat any longer. The air we breathe is detectably cleaner, and we have finally found the time to make the long overdue phone calls to our friends and relatives. But most importantly, this time of self-isolation has given us a chance to rebuild our relationship with our Creator. The The same God who pulled generations of people out of slavery, calamities, wars, famines, and plagues is inviting us to place our trust in Him. In fact, this Lenten season is like no other, as it offers us so much more time to be with God in solitude. Repentance, reflection, and renewal are symbolic of Lent, and so is the message of hope which comes from the glory of Christ's resurrection. May Jesus be your solace in this time of solitude. Happy Easter.
Parish Lenten initiatives. One of the Lenten initiatives undertaken by our parish was mobile fasting and family feasting every Sunday in Lent. Many parishioners chose to disconnect with the virtual world and reconnect with the real world, that is their family and friends, and found the experience liberating. As an outreach to the poor, food and cash for essentials for 124 needy families of all faiths residing in our parish. Sisters from the 4 congregations in our parish organized meals and gave grain for rickshaw drivers, transgenders, and rag pickers.
While it was all too easy to get bogged down during the quarantine at home, most parishioners used the opportunity to try out new things. The parish was blessed to have its spiritual needs fulfilled by our Jesuit parish team by way of morning and evening masses streamed from the cave chapel, novenas on Wednesdays, Station of the Cross on Fridays, and Divine Mercy devotions in the afternoon. No day could end without a very thoughtful thematic good night video message every night by our parish and Vinalia priest relayed on WhatsApp. Family Khabar came across many heartwarming instances of our parishioners and SCCs going out of their way in ensuring the well-being of those in their neighborhood who were in need. Many parishioners were working from home using their laptops and smartphones. Some of these used the opportunity to participate in webinars and update their skill sets. Many of our youth studying professional courses attended online tutorials. Some used the opportunity to cook up new dishes with whatever ingredients they had available. Yet some others donated to people in need. Many of our men used the occasion to grow their beards.
We have started saying Psalm 91 as part of our family prayers after the Rosary. It gives a tremendous sense of safety and protection in the midst of fear and uncertainty.
I use the spare time to thoroughly clean the house and get rid of unwanted articles.
We have realized that nothing in the world matters more than one's family and God. Everything else is temporal.
Most of my time is taken up with working from home, but in spite of all that, I've realized we're able to spend more time in prayer compared to earlier.
I am now thankful for all the things that I've always taken for granted, and I feel a sense of togetherness when we divide the household work and put food on the table together. We have been able to get back to our hobbies and do the things our busy schedules did not permit us to before the lockdown.
Apart from helping mom and dad with the household chores, I have used the lockdown period to make many new paintings and artifacts. We also make it a point to spend quality time together and praying as a family.
This is a new experience for us. My husband usually works night shifts but is home these days. I'm usually at office, but now I'm working from home. I have also enrolled into some online courses to help me upskill. My daughter misses serving at the Mass, so we watch the live stream Masses together.
Between working from home and helping out with the chores, I took time out in painting the house grills.
Mama, is coronavirus a man? Asked my 5-year-old. At this time when all the activities, school friends, outdoor games have come to a standstill, I realize how difficult it is for our kids. And to make sure to answer their doubts and questions calmly and assure them that all will be well.
My dear friends, as parish priest of Holy Family Church, I want to begin by thanking our police, our civic authorities, and our medical authorities. My dear friends, we are not only thanking you on Thursday, we prayed very specially for you at our Eucharist. I want to thank all our parishioners. You all have maintained a tremendous discipline, keeping in the rules of the state and of the nation and what our Cardinal has asked of us. I want to thank you all for your prayerfulness. We as a community, as a parish, have prayed together at masses, at rosaries, and at different other events. We have prayed together. I want to thank you for your generosity. We are reaching out to the poorest of the poor of all faiths in our parish, and you all have donated generously towards this. I think we have touched nearly 4 lakhs, and we will be distributing that grain tomorrow. I want to thank finally the media team. My dear friends, the media team, in spite of all odds, have brought out the family cover and brought out the family cover in a unique way. I am told 30 people have participated in this family cover. My sincere thanks also to the Jesuit community. We have worked as a team. We have worked during the masses and streaming it across to all of you, and we have worked also to get the grain and other things done. May God bless you, and still we keep hope in this season of Easter.